Hello again. So now, like I said, in my comments, we're gonna be talking about Elektra kit balancement. As you all know, Electrica has been hated for so long since it was released. It allows players to get to long distance, fast, impossible to react, static damaging, regen decrease in dashes. That cooldown doesn't take that long, and if it kills a lot for a complete regain of your dashes, this is in dire near balancement because because we're dealing with an overpowered. Oh my god! So this is in dire need of balancement. But however, since we're dealing with a overpowered kit instead of an underpowered one, I'll propose a nerf and an overhaul that has reduced power but still has efficiency, but though not to the same degree. For nerf, I'll simply make it so that like using the dash in the air has a weakness. Gives you a weakness. Well, for example, I would make it so that you use up both stacks if it's used in the air. I feel like that would make Electro much more easy to deal with, or simply reduce its distance in the air. Like reduce any of these in the air, and Electro become so much more bearable to deal with. But for an overhaul, I would make it so that Elektra starts with a V as a hotkey. When pressed, it makes Elektra vibrate for 4 seconds. It severely reduces your damage to only 10% of the original value, but for a great cause. When you damage players while fighting with it, you'll generate an electric current between them, giving you increased movement speed with the more currents that you are bonding to. But you will also have two abilities. One of which is called Magma Dash, which will basically allow you to immediately dash towards players that you are electrically bonded to. But this comes at a cost, and it will deal no damage. Do not make the dash deal damage, because then we'll just have the same situation with extra powers to come, and will only make sure that its only purpose is to boost you towards players. Do not make it do any damage. I don't care if it's normal damage or static damage. Do not allow it to do damage. And you also have the ability to do a leech charge and gain static damage from every person you have currents between you. You only get a set amount of 2 extra damage per extra stack though. So if you have two currents between two players and you press leech charge, you'll get 4 extra static damage, if that makes sense. Currents, however, will disappear in 8 seconds. And also if you go too far away from people you have currents with, it will break, leading you to take 15 damage per current. And you must have careful planning. The overhaul would make Elektra not only less powerful, but also much more technical, as you have different situations and options, each suited from different situations in in current times. Yeah, like right there. I also just dash towards anything without a care in the world because the dash is just completely overpowered. But with this, it will actually make Elixirs think about what they do in battle situations. If they get too careless, they'll die. If they attempt to one while having courage on them, they will break and lead to massive damage. Also, I would not make it so that Electra can simply just break the currents, because then it would be basically impossible to catch. But but aside from that, the overall is really the best way to go here. But honestly, even Nerf would also do in terms of just balancing this completely busted kit. So let me know what you think. Let's cringe with some.